Hi, my name is Brandon. I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery, and I just want to talk really briefly about the importance of talking in recovery and in any kind of spiritual life. You know, when we experience emotions at the level that a lot of us in recovery do, it's important for us to get those emotions outside of ourselves. I had an incident just yesterday where I had a very strong emotional reaction, and it was anger and it was resentment. And it was very important for me to talk to somebody about that. I didn't have great access to a fellow addict at the time, a fellow person in recovery at the time, but I did have access to my wife and to my higher power. And I talked to both of them extensively. And I really took some time to take the emotions that I was feeling inside and get them out. The other thing that was important for me was to recognize that in this particular situation, I didn't have to resolve anything at that moment. In fact, it might not be a situation that needed any kind of resolution at all. It could be a situation that I just need to let go of. And that's an important thing to realize as well. But a lot of times in our recovery and as people who feel emotions to the extreme, it's hard for us to fathom that. We always feel like everything needs to be brought to completion in some way, shape, or form. And it's difficult for us to sometimes realize that things happen and they don't always need our opinion. They don't always need us to address them. Sometimes we can just live with what the results are as they are without having any particular say in them. So I know that's a little bit vague, but I did think that it was important to get out there today because I had an experience where I benefited so much from talking to someone else, and that's not something that we're used to a lot of times as people who are addicts or alcoholics. A lot of times we're used to keeping these things to ourselves. We don't like to share with other people. And practicing that and getting to a point where we really have this instinctual need to, when we're hurting, to share with others what that hurt is, it's really important for us. So don't let yourself get into the trap of being in a situation where you're hurting, where you've got an emotional burden that you don't share with someone else, whether it's someone in recovery or a spouse or a friend or a priest or a spiritual mentor or a family member. Find somebody to share with. And if you don't have anybody, go to a meeting, share there. Find people who are willing to stay after. Talk to them a little bit, because I guarantee you, this world is big enough that there are people who have been through what you've been through, what you're going through. And it's very likely that some of those people are close to you and you just don't even realize it. So that's it for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll be back here tomorrow with more.